Bismillah. We continue with the Seerah of the Prophet ﷺ. Now we discuss the case of Hudaybiyah. It was the 6th year after Hijrah, and the Makkans failed to attack Medina with such a huge army of 10,000. So the Prophet ﷺ wanted to see, to assess their feeling and their attitude. So he decided that he will go for Umrah, lesser Hajj. He had really seen in dream that he is making tawaf around Kaaba and visited Masjid Haram. So he told his followers that I have been shown Kaaba in dream, of which I am making round tawaf. So we will go to Masjid Haram and make Umrah. The followers were very much excited and they started making preparation that we are going to see Makkah after 6 years of Hijrah, remember. So anyhow 1400 people became ready and the Prophet marched. When the news reached Makkah, the Quraysh were caught in dilemma. They didn't know what to do, because now as the custodian of the holy place, they were to allow anyone who comes to make tawaf. It was their duty, it was what was agreed from the very beginning, that no one could be stopped who wants to come to Kaaba and go around it and visit it. But now what they should do, this big number 1400 Muslims whom they considered outlaws, they are going to come here and making tawaf. On the other hand, if they allow them, then it will be an act of dishonor to them. They will lose their honor to Arabs, their enemies. Before their nose, before their eyes, they came and went around Kaaba and then went back. Anyhow, they held meeting after meeting after meeting, but to no avail. No decision was made. And then also there was another danger, that when these people come and go around Kaaba, make their tawaf, perform their Umrah, many of these things are similar to what Arabs were doing. Now by these acts, they will show to Arabs that they are really followers of Ibrahim's religion, and that will bring down any respect which Quraysh may have had at that time. They sent Khalid ibn al-Walid just to ambush them, that when they go inside the prayer, just kill them, ambush them, attack them. But Khalid missed the target and could do nothing. The Muslims avoided to go straight to the same route, rather they turned to another route, went to a place called Saniyatul Murar near Hudaybiyah. There the she-camel of the Prophet ﷺ knelt, sat down. The followers tried to make her rise and continue. She didn't budge, she did not move, and they started saying that this she-camel has become stubborn. The Prophet ﷺ said that no, she is not stubborn, because it is not in her nature. But the one who stopped elephant from approaching Kaaba, he is the one who stopped her from going ahead. And now he said there that referring to Quraysh, that they shall not ask me anything today, any concession which will honor the right of Allah, but I will accept. He made a promise there that Quraysh, anything they ask, and that is right and that is going to serve the honor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will grant them. And then he spoke to Qaswa, the camel, she camel named Qaswa, and she rose up, and then the Prophet ﷺ went to Hudaybiyah place and then they camped there. When they camped, they sent a message to Makkah that we have come only to perform Umrah. we have not come for war. And the Prophet had earlier told people that do not take any weapon except for a sword, which will be also put under sheath and the scabbard. So they were coming only with sword, no more arms. And they told Makkah, send message that we are coming to perform Umrah, our intention is not to fight. After when he camped in Hudaybiyah, then the messengers started coming and going from both sides. First a man called Budail ibn Warqa from Khuzai, he came with the people of Khuzaa tribe, and then he asked the Muslims, what is your intention, why you have come here? And they told him frankly that, look, we have come to perform Umrah, to go round Kaaba, make our tawaf, and as soon as we finish, we will go back. So the Prophet said that, look, our intention is only to perform Umrah. Now if Quraysh accept my religion, accept my call, they are most welcome. But if they want to stop me from doing my duty, then of course we will fight them until the last man. And Allah's order must be fulfilled. So the man went to Makkah, Budail, and told them that they say that they have come only to perform Umrah. After that, another person came. His name was Mikraz ibn Hafs to meet the Prophet. He spoke also and given the same message as his predecessor, that look, we have come to perform Umrah, our intention is not to launch war. He went and spoke to Quraysh about it. Then he was followed by another messenger known as Hulais ibn Alqama. Hulais ibn Alqama. He came and was greatly impressed by the respect and honor which the followers of the Prophet ﷺ gave to him. He went back and warned Quraysh against opposing Muhammad and his companion from performing Umrah. They said there is no sense. Why you are going to stop them? They say, sit down, you are Bedouin, you don't know anything. He was followed, see how many messengers, how many people coming from Makkah. He was followed by a man called Urwa ibn Mas'ud as-Saqafi. During he was talking to the Prophet ﷺ, he touched the beard of the Prophet ﷺ. Al-Mughira bin Shu'bah was standing with his spear, with his sword at the head of the Prophet. He hit his hand. Then again when he wanted, he said, look, if you touch the beard of the Prophet ﷺ, I will cut your hand. So the man was scared and he did not try. He came back and told the Makkans that, look, what I have seen is unique. It is uncomparable to anything which I have seen in the courts of Kisra, the Persian Empire, Caesar, the Byzantine Empire, or Negus, the Abyssinian Empire. I have not seen those people, the followers of those people, to give such respect as the follower of Muhammad are giving to him. He said that when he makes ablution, they don't let the water drop on ground. They hold it just in the way and rub their body and their faces with it. When he spits, even that mucus they don't let it go, but they hold it and rub it to their body. And when he speaks, they keep quiet and listen to him. So I feel that they will not abandon their leader for anything. Here is my counsel to you, that he offers you a reasonable plan, so accept it from him. Of course, they were not ready to do it. While these negotiations and attempt to reconciliation was going on, some miscreant, some mischievous people from Quraysh, they tried to spoil everything and attack Muslims suddenly without any warning. These were the youngers, irresponsible and hot-headed men. Some 80 of them, 70 or 80 of them, they decided to ambush Muslims. So they went ahead with this plan, but the chief guard of Muslim army called Muhammad ibn Maslama, we come to this man's name again and again. I mean, he was really a very brave volunteer, a devoted person who didn't mind even losing his life for the sake of the Prophet and for the sake of the Muslims. But he caught them all. He arrested all these 70, 80 people. They were arrested before they could do anything. They were brought to the Prophet ﷺ, but Prophet ﷺ let them go because he thought that this will be a good gesture to Quraysh and maybe they come to negotiate with him and take sense. It enters their mind and they understand what is there and what offer the Prophet ﷺ has to give to them. Anyhow, from this side, Muslims sides, the Prophet asked Umar first that go and see what is going on in Makkah, among the tribes of Quraysh, what they are discussing and what plan they are making. Umar said that, well, I have no supporter in Makkah, my relative they are not very strong and powerful, so I will be a target for Quraysh and I may be victimized. I think that you sent Osman, Umar suggested that you sent Osman ibn Affan because he has very powerful relative. Remember, Osman came from Umayyah family, which was of course from which Abu Sufyan also came. So the Umar suggested that send Osman, he has powerful family and his people will support him. So Osman went and he spoke to Abu Sufyan and he spoke to other people, and then his return was delayed and the rumor came in Muslim camp that he has been killed. Now this rumor upset the Prophet and he became very furious and said that if Osman has been killed, I will not go back until I take revenge from them. Get his killer and then deal with him. He sat under a tree and took bay'ah, pledge from all Muslims. That bay'ah, that act was appreciated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and mentioned in the Quran in Surah number 48. And it is known in history as Bay'at Ridwan. لَقَدْ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِذْ يُبَايِعُونَكَ تَحْتَ الشَّجَرَةِ. That Allah was pleased with the believers when they were giving pledge, when they are giving their covenant to you under the tree. So that was mentioned. That is called Bay'atul Ridwan. Anyhow, Usman returned after a while and then everything was settled. I mean, the people became relaxed. Now this tree, it was known as the tree of Bay'ah. During Umar's time, he noted that some people go and perform prayer under that tree. It became an icon. It became like an idol, as you are talking about Sheikh and this and that. Now this tree was taken as a holy tree, because under it the Prophet ﷺ sat and he took pledge from his followers. So Umar said, well, that is not good. He ordered to cut the tree, and that was done. It was erased from the ground.
I'm trying to control myself because
And some people, reported that some people went later on to find out where the tree was, and they missed. They couldn't see any trace of that tree at all. So this was Allah's work, that now no one will know where the tree was. So anyhow, this was a very good action by Umar, Now this is to be understood by the Muslims of today, who take everything as holy and sacred and start worshipping it. So Umar is scared that if I leave this tree, it is going to create confusion and will be a source of big invention, big bid'ah in future. Now Quraysh sent a man called Suhail ibn Amr. When the Prophet saw him, he took good omen from his name. Suhail means easy, Sahal means easy. He said that the man is coming here, Suhail. Now I hope that things will become easier. So Suhail came and then he spoke to the Prophet and negotiated the terms of peace. I mean, things which they can agree upon. So everything was agreed. After this, it must have taken time to discuss and agree on the terms of the pact, of the treaty. When it was done, the Prophet called Ali and asked him to write down. So he started with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. So he said, what is this? We don't know it. Write the thing which we used in Jahiliyyah, in Islamic. Bismika Allahumma. The Prophet asked Ali, okay, go ahead, write as Suhail said. Then the Prophet dictated to him that these are the terms of truce between Muhammad, the messenger of Allah, and Suhail, the son of Amr. He said, what is that? How? I don't agree. If we knew that you are messenger of Allah, there was no fighting between us. We would have accepted you and we wouldn't have fought you. So we don't accept you as messenger of Allah. So let Ali write Muhammad, son of Abdullah. The Prophet asked Ali to delete the word Rasulullah and write as Suhail said. Ali refused. I am not going to do it. Then the Prophet, of course, being illiterate, he asked Ali, show me the place. When he showed him the place, he erased it by himself, by his own hand. So it was written that this was Muhammad ibn Abdullah agreed with Suhail ibn Amr. Now the following clauses were concluded in the treaty. First, the Muslim shall return this year. They will not enter Makkah, but go back to Medina, and next year they will come and perform their Umrah, and they will stay only for 3 days all. Only 3 days they will be allowed to stay, and they will not come with any arm except for a sword, and that will be sheathed in a scabbard and shall be kept in bags. The second, that war activities will be suspended for 10 years. No war between Quraysh and Muslims. And then third one was that any tribe who wants to join the Muslims, they will be free to do that. And any tribe who wants to join Quraysh, they will be freedom to do that. When they become ally of Quraysh or Muslims, of course they will have the same duties. They are not to be attacked, they are not to be harassed, and they will be respected and treated exactly as the parties are treated. And then the fourth one, which was very disturbing for the Muslims, that if a Muslim from Quraysh runs away from Makkah to Muhammad, to Medina, they have duty to return him back. If he goes without the consent of his family, his people, then the Muslims have a duty to return him back. But if someone comes from Medina to Makkah, Quraysh have no responsibility, no obligation to send him back. This was something which, of course, many people found very difficult. But the Prophet signed. The Prophet signed the agreement. The treaty was signed. Then the Prophet ﷺ told his people that Umrah of this year is cancelled. Go and open your ihram, shave your head, and those camels you have brought, there were 70 camels they brought, and they were garlanded from Zul Hulayfa, the Miqat, from where the Prophet ﷺ put the cloth of ihram. He said that slaughter them and we are going back to Medina. Nobody moved. He repeated 3 times asking them to do it, but they didn't. He felt very upset and angry, you can say. He was disappointed with them, and with this frustrating feeling he came to the tent where Salama was there, and she immediately noticed Salama was very clever lady. She was very, very clever. So he said, "What is wrong with you?" He said to her that, "Look, I ask my people to open their ihram, to shave their heads and slaughter their animal, but as though they didn't hear me. Nobody did anything." She said that, "Why you are asking them? Go and do yourself. Start shaving your head and open your ihram, they will follow." And the Prophet came out and did, and after that the people jumped to do that. So a very serious situation was saved by a lady, Salama. She saved the situation and removed the confusion. The Prophet went to the camel and slaughtered, saying, "Bismillah, Allahu Akbar." Now everyone jumped to his camel and slaughtered it. Now the companions, of course, did not feel very happy. Many of them felt that we have not been dealt with fairly, but nobody spoke. It was Umar who went to the Prophet and asked him, "Aren't you the messenger of Allah?" The Prophet said, "Yes, I am." He said that, "Are we not on the right path? Are these pagans are on the wrong?" He said, "Yes." Then he said that, "Why then we succumb to such lowly manner against these people? Limaza nu'ta ad-daniyata fi dinina." If our religion is right, if Allah is with us, why should we succumb to this kind of humiliating treaty? The Prophet answered that, "I am Allah's messenger. I will not disobey him, and he shall give me victory." Then Umar said that, "But you promised that we will go to Kaaba and make tawaf." He said, "Yes, I did, but I didn't say this year. Did I say?" Umar said, "No, you didn't mention year." So say, "Okay, you will do it. You will do it, but this year you are not going to do it." Umar is still, though he spoke to the Prophet, is still burning with anger and not very happy, went to Abu Bakr. And Abu Bakr was not there when Umar was questioning the Prophet ﷺ. And he put the same question to Abu Bakr and got exactly the same name, the same answer, got exactly the same answer. And Abu Bakr said that, "Look, he is Prophet of Allah and he will not move without instruction from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you keep quiet and see what is going to happen." Then after that, after a very short time, Surah number 48 was revealed. "Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina." We gave you a clear victory. And then Prophet sent for Umar. Umar was scared that maybe some ayah has come down to condemn him and he is doomed, he is destroyed, he is finished. So he came with fear and met the Prophet, and the Prophet told him that, "Good tidings for you. Look what Allah is saying." Only then Umar was satisfied, and the Prophet told him that, "Surely we have been given victory and we are going to be successful and to have whatever we want." Now while the treaty was being written, agreement of course was done verbal, as he said that they discussed and they agreed. Then the writing came. While the writing was going on, the son of Suhail with the name of Abu Jandal, whom Suhail had put chain around his feet, and he staggered and reached the palace and asked the Prophet to take him with him. Suhail said to Prophet, "Now this is your test. The agreement has been made." There is some report that he slapped his son also. Well, he could do it because he was the father. And said to Prophet that, "Look, agreement has been done and now it is your test." The Muslims felt very sad, had pity on Abu Jandal, but of course they couldn't do anything. The Prophet told Abu Jandal, go back and Allah will make a way for you. Abu Jandal, of course, unwillingly and with sad heart, broken heart, accompanied his father and left. But those who were imprisoned by Quraysh, it was not only him, there are many other people whom Quraysh have imprisoned, tied their feet not to move and did not allow them to join Medina, to join Muslims. They did not have to wait for long. A man called Abu Basir, a man called Abu Basir, he left Makkah and walked on foot to Medina, such a long distance. He travelled on foot and reached Medina just after the Prophet ﷺ had returned from Hudaybiyah. Quraysh immediately sent two people to bring him back. The man didn't want to go, but the Prophet has said that, look, this is what we have agreed. So now you have to go back with these two people. He surrendered him to them. Abu Basir was very clever, very active and very bold man. On the way back to Makkah, they halted in one place and they halted at one place, and Abu Basir asked one man that your sword looks very nice. Can I have a look at it? So the foolish man, not foolish man, the man of course agreed to give sword to him. When he got sword, he killed him, and the other man ran to Medina that your man has killed my colleague, and if I was about to be killed, had I not run away. So then Abu Basir came and told the Prophet ﷺ that, look, you fulfilled your commitment. You surrender me to these people, but Allah helped me and I got here again. He said, no, you will have to go. And the Prophet said that, woe to his mother. He would have kindled a war if there were other people with him. When Abu Basir heard this thing, he became sure that he is going to return him back again. So he sneaked. He ran away and went to the seashore and stayed there. When the news came to Makkah that there is a person there, he had chosen a place, some more people ran to that area and it became a colony of Muslims. Now a fair sized colony was formed, and all those refugees are Muslims from Makkah. They did not go to Medina because they knew that the Prophet ﷺ will return them. So they went to Abu Basir and they became a threat to the caravan of Quraysh. They started attacking the caravan to the point that Quraysh requested the Prophet ﷺ to delete that clause from the agreement. That okay, anyone who wants to go to Medina, he can go, and they asked the Prophet ﷺ to bring these people to Medina. So the Prophet ﷺ sent a message to them. They were excited and filled with joy and pleasure. But by the time later reached and the people prepared their journey to Medina, Abu Basir died. So he could not enjoy that freedom.
How did he feel about being not accepted into Medina? Was he upset?
Well, of course, the Arabs knew once you have made an agreement, you have to follow it. So he was not very angry with the Prophet. He was not against him. He did not say anything because Prophet was doing what he was supposed to do. He returned the man to them because if by taking him, Quraysh of course immediately will say that he has broken the peace, he has broken the treaty. So Abu Basir knew, and then he ran away and got better place. He had been fortunate to have this area, and then some good people also from Makkah came and they made a brigand.
So he followed the sunnah of the Prophet and started migrating elsewhere.
Well, you do it if you have power. Now, of course, Hudaybiyah treaty is very, very important for number of factors. The first one, which is very, very important, that until now Quraysh considered these Muslims as outcast, as outlaws, but now they are sitting with them on the same table. They recognize their legitimate existence. Now Muslim for the first time became a party to Quraysh, and this was the greatest achievement of Hudaybiyah treaty. Secondly, Quraysh indirectly, another factor was that Quraysh indirectly surrendered their claim to the religious leadership. Finished. Now they are no more religious leaders. They are no more in control of Kaaba and dictate to the people. You know, they acknowledge the religious authority of Muhammad, of the Prophet ﷺ. That was again a very important. And then another thing, that this truce for 10 years no war, it provided the Muslims to relax at least for some time and take the message of Islam to other areas. The Prophet had time to send letters to the surrounding area, to the monarchs, to the rulers, to the chiefs of other tribes. It also, this truce gave opportunity to Arab tribes, to Arab people to come to Medina. There is no danger. Now there is no war. So they are not going to be attacked, neither by Quraysh nor by Muslims. So they can go to Medina and learn about Islam, learn from the Prophet ﷺ. And this of course worked. Within 2 years, the number of people who accepted Islam was twice as much as before. So it was a big gain for Muslims. Now to agree for truce and no war pact for 10 years, Quraysh of course they proved that they have utterly failed in their attempt. They lost their position. In the political hegemony they claimed, now there is no more, because they spoke to the party and they agreed, with them. And now the article which offended Muslims so much, to return any Muslim who comes to Medina back, of course Allah provided them with another place. So it also worked. It was useful and the Prophet had to do nothing. But it was done, we can say, by Allah. And Abu Basir, that bold man, very courageous, he established himself on the seashore and other Muslims joined. And this was Allah decided. Wallahu yahkumu la mu'aqqaba li hukmihi, as he said in the Quran, that Allah decides and no one can revert his decision. So it was his decision, like that. Then what happened? No, we can come later. I want to meet how the treaty was abolished.
I think it's important to point out why the treaty was abolished, and it was because the Prophet, he did not say anything, he did not do anything, he just stayed still.
It is coming when we come to Fatah, why the Prophet marched to Makkah.
Yeah, because he did not do anything. Other people around him, they did it. So
yeah,
it's important to highlight that.
So we have seen that the tribes were given freedom. If they want to join this party or that party, they were free. So it so happened that one tribe joined a Muslim and another tribe joined a Quraysh. Then a man from the tribe who joined Muslims was killed by a man from Quraysh. And they did nothing to stop him, or they did not pay blood money. So, the Prophet said that now they have broken the treaty and we are no more bound to that. And Quraysh, seeing the danger, sent Abu Sufyan to renew the treaty, but Prophet refused. And then he marched and Makkah was taken. We will come to this later on. Now, in this truce, the Prophet started sending letters to the rulers of the time. He sent to Egyptian ruler, he sent the letter with a man called Hatib ibn Abi Balta. He sent a letter to Egyptian ruler and he wrote in this, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, and invited him to Islam and said that if you choose to be Muslim, that Allah will give you double reward. But if you refuse, then you are going to bear your own responsibility and the responsibility of all those people who follow you. The man, the king, of course, responded in good way and sent as present to the Prophet 2 girls, maids, 2 slave girls. One was Maria and the second was called Seerah. He gave 2 girls to the envoy who took the letter to the Prophet, Maria and Seerah. Maria was taken by the Prophet ﷺ, who gave birth to Ibrahim, to his son Ibrahim, who died in infancy, and Seerah was given to Hassan ibn Sabit. He also sent a steed called Dulal, which remained until the time of Muawiyah. But the monarch did not accept Islam, he did not embrace Islam, but he did not treat the messenger badly and honored him and sent some gift and present to the Prophet. A letter was sent with Abdullah ibn Huzafa to the emperor of Persia. That man became furious seeing that letter. He said, "Who can challenge me? Who is this bringing a new religion?" So he sent a message to his governor in Yemen that, "Look, go and kill this man or bring him to me in chain." So the governor, when he went to Medina, the Prophet was told earlier that that king, the emperor, has been assassinated. He gone. So when he came to Medina, the Prophet told him that, "For whom you are coming here? Your boss has been killed." So the man was very much impressed and became Muslim. So anyhow, that was there.
Must be Punjabi.
Another letter was sent to Caesar. It was with the Dihya ibn Khalifa al-Kalbi, and later went to the governor of Busra to pass it to the emperor. The report said that at that time Abu Sufyan was there with his trade business, and he was summoned by the king, and the king interviewed him, asked him many questions about his family, about his behavior, about his message, about the enmity between him and other people, and the result of wars he fought. Abu Sufyan later related all these things to the Muslims. Shia said it is fake, but Badawi also said that the story is not true. Why it is not true? I mean, the Arabs, of course, at the time did not like to tell lies. He is asking about his family. He cannot say that his family was very bad. He said his family was very noble. And what does he call you to? He said, well, he is calling to honesty, to faithfulness, to good things. And he said that, well, did you notice anything bad in him before he announced to be Prophet? He said, no. So, what is the result of war? He said one war was for them, another was for us, and now we have a treaty, and then we are going to see what is going to happen to this treaty.
Yeah.
So, Heraclius said that, well, what you said, I am quite sure that he is a true prophet, and he said that I hope to meet him, and if I were with him, I would wash his feet. This was the Heraclius said to Abu Sufyan. This statement called a furor among his court people in the court, and he asked them to leave. He sent some presents to the Prophet, which were looted by the people of the tribe of Juzam. The Prophet dispatched Zayd ibn Haritha to teach those people a lesson, and he inflicted heavy losses on that tribe, captured 1,000 camel, 5,000 of their cattle, and 100 women and boys. One of the chief of Juzam, who accepted Islam, complained to the Prophet. He was Muslim, but he belonged to the same tribe, and tribe's property has been taken by a Muslim. So, he said no. So, the Prophet asked people to return the spoils, and it was given to them. See, even enemies' spoils are given back to them. Anyhow, the king did not accept Islam. Anyone who was governor or king or emperor, he was, we do not know. It is said Heraclius. There must have been king. Anyhow. Then later also were sent to other chiefs, Al-Munzir bin Safwan, the governor of Bahrain, who received a letter from the Prophet ﷺ, and he allowed his people that if they want to be Muslim, they are free, they can go. Then Hawazin ibn Ali, the governor of Yamama, who asked the Prophet to include him in his government. Only then he would become Muslim. He sent present with the envoy, but Prophet rejected his proposal. Then Al-Haris bin Abi Shimr al-Ghassani, from Ghassan, these people, they ruled an area or a people who were allied to Byzantine Empire. They were really serving as garrisons to the empire. So, the letter was sent, and when he read the letter, he became very angry. Who dares to dispose me of my country? He rejected the invitation and finished. I mean, Allah finished his kingdom later on. Then remained Jaifar and his brother Abd ibn Juladai. Jaifar and Abd ibn Juladai, two brothers, they were ruling an area, which area it is? I don't know. Anyhow.
The name's enough.
Yeah, I mean, the letter was taken by Amr ibn al-As.
Right.
Okay, and he delivered to the brother first, because the other one was more powerful and he was taking the control, and said that letter should be given to his brother. He suggested that give it to my brother who is in command.
Right.
So, Amr presented the letter to Jaifar, who at first refused, but his brother convinced him and persuaded him, and they became Muslim. Negus, the king of Abyssinia, also was served with a letter. The letter was taken by Amr ibn Umayyah al-Abdari.
Yeah.
When the monarch was handed the letter, he took the parchment, placed it on his eyes, descended to the floor, confessed his faith in Islam. He replied the letter in announcing his conversion to Islam. So, these were main people to whom the letter were sent. Some of them rejected, some of them accepted. So this opportunity was available to the Prophet ﷺ because of two rules. Now they are safe from any attack from Makkah. There is no attack coming from Makkah. Quraysh are not going to fight them, they are not going to attack them, so they can move around and they can do something positive, invite people, call people to Islam and then deal with them. Now then comes conquest of Khaybar. The truce with Quraysh made it possible for the Prophet ﷺ to deal with Jews and the Bedouins, with the Jews and Bedouins. The Jewish community was engaged in intrigue, and now they are inciting pagan Bedouins because they can't incite Quraysh. Quraysh entered in a truce pact with the Muslims. So they were inciting the others, these people. The Quran, in the case of Hudaybiyah, promised plenty of booty for Muslims. Now the Prophet took it to be coming from Khaybar. So he took this reference, that this is the reference to Khaybar. So he started preparing an army to attack Khaybar. The Jews in Khaybar got the information and sent to their allies Ghatfan. The Ghatfan, remember, they were the large tribe of Bedouins. So they sent a message to them, that now there is a task for you, we are going to be attacked. They said to Ghatfan that if you help us, we will give you half of the yield of Khaybar. You are going to receive half of the fruit. Ghatfan agreed and promised that they will help with 4,000 people. The Muslim army was composed of only 1,400 people, and the Jews can mobilize 10,000 Khaybar. Anyhow, within 2.5 days, the Muslims reached Khaybar. The Jews were surprised. There was no news. They didn't suspect them to come so quickly. They were inside Medina, Qurayza and Qainukals, but they were outside Medina, some distance. I don't know how far it is.
But based on past experience, they didn't think much of Quraysh, so they said that they just anyway. So.
They looked down on Quraysh really, but they didn't expect Muslim in 2.5 days to reach them. So the Muslim camped there around their palaces. Quraysh expected that Muslims are going to be defeated because these Jews are very strong and they will fight bravely. The Jews started preparation. They started parade every day and lined up their full strength of fighting. Men who numbered 10,000. So they are putting them to drill, making preparation for that. And Ghatfan had promised to come with 4,000. So now 10,000 plus 4,000, they are 14,000. Muslims are only 1,400. But anyhow, when the Muslims reached the fortresses, the Jewish didn't have any knowledge. So when they came in the morning for their jobs with axes, spade and baskets and driving their camel to their farms, they saw Muslims and they ran back to their castles and Muhammad wal Khamis, Muhammad wal Khamis, that here is Muhammad and he has his followers, his hosts are with him. They cried, and then Prophet ﷺ said, Allahu Akbar, Kharibat Khaybar. Allah is the greatest and Khaybar is ruined. It has been destroyed. And when we descend amidst a people, it will be bad, a mourning for those who have been warned. إِذَا نَزَلْنَا بِسَاحَةِ قَوْمٍ فَسَاءَ صَبَاحُ الْمُنْظَرِينَ. That when we descend amidst a people, then the morning will be bad for them, because they have already got the warning. There were 8 fortresses in Khaybar. The Prophet attacked the nearest one. The garrison of others did not come to help them. They did not make any move. They left that fortress to the people, and they remained behind their own palaces. For several days, nothing was achieved. But on 6th day, when Umar was in command, a spy came out, and he was captured. He told them with fortresses they could capture easily, gave valuable information to Muslims, and he mentioned that which one is easy target and which one will be difficult. And also spoke about those which are not well guarded. That information of course worked, and Muslims were able to catch the first one, which of course brought them a huge quantity of weapons which were hidden in that palace. Then actual operation started. The first fort which was attacked was Naim, called Naim. The Jews demonstrated powerful resistance. The garrison came out in great force, and every attack made by Muslim was repulsed. It was not successful. Tomorrow, the Prophet said, when nothing was achieved, the Prophet said that tomorrow I will give this banner, the standard flag of Muslims, to a man who loves Allah and His Messenger, and Allah and His Messenger love him. And then in the morning, everybody was expecting that he will get the banner. In the morning, he called for Ali. He called Ali. When Ali came, his eyes were not well. He was suffering from something in his eyes. The Prophet, of course, spat on it, and it was all right.
What was his name again?
The Kaisal?
No, Ali.
Ali bin Abi Talib. Ali.
Ali ibn Talib.
Ali. He summoned Ali, sent for him, and when now it was clear that he is going to give the banner to him.
Right. Okay.
He had problem with his eyes, so the Prophet supplicated, and his eyes were cured. He just did not do a miracle like the Sheikh, your Sheikh is doing.
My Sheikh. I have no Sheikh. I have professors.
It's a leader, the man who was there in Naim, his name was Marhab. He invited Amr ibn al-Aqwa to fight. Amr went and he attacked him with his sword, but his sword rebounded and he was injured and died. Then Ali went ahead and killed Marhab, that leader. Real fighting broke out and lasted for a few days. The Jews showed courage, fighting bravely, and proved to be too difficult to be defeated. However, they later realized the futility of engagement, fighting with Muslims, and then moved to their fortress, Naim. They left their fortress Naim and went to another fortress called As-Saba. This fort was taken after 3 days, when Muslim besieged it and got big amount of booty and provision and food. See, there are 8 fortresses, as we said. Now, the most impregnable of the strongholds of Khaybar was a fort called Az-Zubair. Muslim besieged it for 3 days without any success. A Jewish spy came to the Prophet and told him that enemy have got a hidden resource which can keep them there indefinitely.
So a Jewish
spy is coming to the Prophet to tell him that this resource will make them survive indefinitely. They are not going to be short of food or drink, and they will continue like that. So, and if this source is cut, they had to come and fight. The man said to the Prophet, and he indicated where the source was. So, the Muslims of course got immediately hold of it, and when the source was cut, the Jews moved to another palace called Obai.
So, just very quickly, there were 8 palaces. Did they work together, or was there a little bit of tension between the palaces?
There must be, but they were connected, because how can they move? If they come out, they will be. But see, there must have been some corridor, some route to reach from one to the other. So, when this Zubair was taken, they moved to Obai. The Muslim besieged it, and after 3 days they broke into the fortress. A fierce battle took place inside the fortress, which made Jews to flee. And because earlier the Jews thought that this fort cannot be broken, nobody can enter it. But now they had to leave it and took refuge in another fort called Al-Nadir. They moved from Obai to Al-Nadir. The Prophet, it was a very, they did not come out to fight the Muslim. The Prophet used what is catapults to attack the wall. Of course, it is a fortress, and Jews, of being a civilized nation of the past, they had made it very strong. Then of course that turned out to be effective, and Muslims entered, and the Jews were put to chaos and fled, leaving their women and children behind. This fort, they went to another fort called Camus. Now this fort was this fort belonged to the family of Kenana, one of the richest and most powerful clans of Banu an-Nadir. They relied on the help of Ghatfan, that support if comes, then of course we will be winner. But when they failed to show up, they were frustrated and fell victim of unnerving disappointment. The chieftains came down from the fortress with his family. Kenana, the man who was the chief, came down with his family, 2 members, and made an agreement with the Prophet ﷺ that no one of the garrison will be killed or made captive. Not they are going to be killed and made captive. They leave Khaybar and their property, and it will become the possessions of Muslims, the victors. The Prophet stipulated that this obligation of amnesty will work only if no one tries to hide the treasure. When Banu Nadir left their area, they had displayed lavishly their treasures which they were taking. Now that treasure was not known where it is. So the Prophet asked, where is the treasure? Kirana said that, well, we spend it on buying arms and this and that. He said it. Prophet of course kept quiet. After some time, that treasure was discovered. And it was said that the Prophet said that if anyone tries to hide anything, he will be killed. So he brought Kenana, and his followers, those people involved, they were killed. Kenana was married to Safiya. The Prophet took Safiya, freed her, and married her.
Why?
Well, I mean, just to give her honor, because she was a woman of a big man. So he didn't want her to feel
See, one of the arguments say that because she was a very,
beautiful.
well, not that, I'm looking at something else, where she was in a position of a very authoritative person.
Now authority has gone with
They
the.
say that those who were looking to attack Khaybar, they would say that this is the city of the wife of the Prophet, so this is why they did not attack the place.
Yes, and see, one of the things we must remember that by bringing her among his wives, of course he wanted to win the love of Jews.
Yeah.
That, I mean, you became my brother-in-law. The whole tribe became my sasural, my in-laws.
What's a sasural in Arabic?
I don't think there is any word.
Yeah.
You know, Arabic language is very weak in these kind of relations. There is no word for bhabi, no word for chachi, no word for bamani. The wife of my uncle, the wife of my mamu, another uncle, and this and that.
Yeah.
Only. So that doesn't show that kind of intimate relation.
Yeah.
These things must, and remember, in subcontinent, these things came from Hindus.
Right.
There is a devar, there is a jet, there is bhabi, there is a sasur, all kind of these things.
Yeah.
In Arabic doesn't. Even the word for damad and sasur, it is, confusing.
But it's also in English as well. They don't say.
English people don't care, but Arabs, remember, they were so closely knit in their family relations,
Yeah.
but they don't have words for them. Then when Qamus fell, two remaining fortresses surrendered on the condition of safety. They consulted together, they sat down, they held a meeting and sent a deputation to the Prophet, suggesting that since they were skilled in management of the farms and their orchards, he should allow them to remain there. They would pay him yearly a rent half of the produce, as a rent half of the produce. We will work and give you half. The Prophet agreed. Fine. But he stipulated that if in future, the Prophet is saying, if at any time I decided to banish you, you must leave. They said, okay, fine. Then the Muslim advanced to Fadak, a small but rich oasis. When the Jews of Fadak heard of the terms the Prophet has imposed upon Khaybar, previous people, they also sent words offering to surrender on the same condition, that we will work in our gardens, in our farms, and then give you half of the yield. Then the Prophet besieged the Jews of Wadi al-Qura. You see, there are so many settlements around. So the Prophet besieged the Jews of Wadi al-Qura in their fortresses. They had been in league with Khaybar, and after 3 days they surrendered on the same condition.
Yeah.
The Prophet proceeded to Taima, and the Jewish community of it are also hearing of the successive victories of Muslims and the defeats of their brothers. They offered no resistance. They agreed to sign a reconciliation treaty to the effect that they receive protection and pay tribute to Muslims in return. So this is how Khaybar was completely taken by the Prophet. This is year 7. In this year, Abu Hurairah became Muslim. He comes and joins. In this year, Jafar ibn Abi Talib returns from Abyssinia. The Muslim immigrants who went to Abyssinia, now they are returning back in the year 7 at the time when Khaybar was conquered. Now here is Umratul Qaza, the Umrah which the Prophet ﷺ intended and was unable to do it. The Quraysh has said that next year you will come and stay for 3 days. So after this expedition of Khaybar, the Prophet ﷺ announced that we are going to do our Umrah as qaza, as a repaying, making up for what we missed last year. So the people arranged, agreed to come, and all those who went last year, when Hudaybiyah treaty was signed, they came, and some other people also joined. The Prophet didn't put any ban. And then they reached Sacred Mosque, and before that the Quraysh hearing now Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, so many 14,000 people. What Quraysh did, they went to the hills, mountain, left Makkah free for Muslims. They did tawaf, they fulfilled their rights. The Prophet mounted on Al-Qaswa, and the Abdullah bin Rawaha on foot was holding it, and they went around and made it. It was a very emotional scene. Now the brother is meeting his brother after 6 years. Some husband meeting their wife after 6 years. All the relatives, they are hugging one another, crying, all kind of tears being shed. So it was very, very emotional scene which happened at that time. After 6 years now, they got a chance to meet. And this was here that there were many people who had not seen the Prophet before. So the Prophet made tawaf on camel. He made sa'i on camel. And for the sa'i, of course, it was very clear that the people are surrounding him. If he were on foot, he wouldn't have got chance to move. So he asked his camel to be brought, and when she was brought, he rode it. Now when the camel moves, of course the people will give way to her, and everybody will be able to see he is on the back of a huge animal. So this was the reason. It is not a sunnah. I mean, someone asked Abdullah ibn Abbas that we heard that the Prophet made tawaf and sa'i on camel and it is sunnah. He said no, this was because of that necessity. Just imagine if today the people go on camel to make tawaf and sa'i, what will be the situation? So he said it is true that the Prophet made it, but it is not a sunnah, and the reason was that so many people were around, wanted to have a look, have a chance to look at the Prophet ﷺ, and they were surrounding him. So he brought his camel, rode it, and then everybody can see him, and when the camel moves, of course the people will give way to it. Now after 3 days, during this period, Abbas, the uncle of the Prophet, offered the sister of his wife in marriage to the Prophet. Her name was Maimuna. The Prophet married her in Makkah. Now after 3 days, they sent a message, the Quraysh sent a message that now your time is over, please go away. The Prophet said that, well, how would it harm you to give me some respite, that I may celebrate my marriage amongst you and prepare for you a feast? I mean, he said to them, thought that now these people must have some sense and must have a kind of respect and honor for him, and then respect his marriage. They say, we don't need your feast, leave from us. They were very arrogant until now. So Prophet said, okay, he gave orders to the people that move, we are going to leave Makkah. So they left Makkah and went away. Fine. Now we have Battle of Mu'tah. Khalid ibn al-Walid had become Muslim. You know, he was a Muslim. The Prophet had sent Haris ibn Umair al-Azdi on a mission to carry letters to the rulers of Busra. I mean, we have seen to be passed to Herakl. And Herakl gave him some gift and present, as we have seen. On his return, he was arrested by Sharahbil bin Amr al-Ghassani, the governor of Al-Balqa, and a close ally of Caesar. He tried Al-Haris and beheaded him. Killing invoice was regarded even at that time a very bad thing. No messenger, no invoice were to be killed. But this man arrogantly killed the envoy of the Prophet ﷺ. It was an awful crime which mounted. The Prophet ﷺ gathered a force of 3,000 people and dispatched them to discipline this man. It was the largest Muslim army. Remember, at the time of Ahzab, that were only 3,000 he could mobilize. But now going out with 3,000 people, of course, this was the largest army mobilized by Muslims. Zayd ibn Harisa was put in command, and the Prophet gave instruction that if la qadar Allah, he is killed, then Ja'far ibn Abi Talib should take the command, and if Ja'far is killed, then Abdullah ibn Rawaha should come out and then lead the Muslim army.
So he planned like not just a strategy, it's like contingency. If plan A fails, plan B, plan okay.
The Prophet advised them that when they reached their destination, they invite the people first to profess Islam. If they do, finish, there is no war. But if they do not, only then they have to fight. He gave them very clear instruction that fight the disbeliever in the name of Allah, neither plunder nor conceal booty, kill not children or women, nor aged man, nor hermit in his hermitage. Do not cut palm tree or any other tree, and do not demolish a building. This was, you want me to say it in Arabic? He gave instruction to the army, Ughzu bismillahi fi sabilillah, qatilu man kafara billah, la taghdiru wa la taghullu wa la taqtulu walidan wa la imra'atan wa la kabiran faniyan wa la mun'azilan bisawmi'atin wa la taqtawu nakhalan wa la shajaratan wa la tahdimu baytan. The army reached a place called Man, a town on the border of Greater Syria. There they got news that Heraclius, how to pronounce it? Heraclius?
Horror story or not, it's okay, just as you say it, it's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, they got the news that Heraclius had mobilized 100,000 troops, and another 1,000 is coming from his Arab allies, from Juzam, from Lakhm, from Balqain, from Bahra and Bali, because they were allies of Byzantine. So 1,000, another 1,000 is coming. So this is the army of 200,000. The Muslim army was only 3,000. Now they were confused. Should they go ahead or should they return to Medina? They held a meeting, consultation, and you see a Muslim being emotional, very enthusiastic to be killed in the way of Allah, they decided to go ahead. It is amazing. They should have gone back, Medina, yahi. But anyhow, they decided to go ahead. They decided to go ahead and encamped at a place called the Muta. This became very famous and very unfortunate place, you can say. Bitter fighting took place. Zayd started fighting, Zayd ibn Harisa, who was the commander, with his full strength and much less spirit, but he was killed. Then Ja'far ibn Abi Talib came. He held the banner went to fight, his right hand which was holding the banner was cut. So, he held the banner with the left hand, that was cut. Then he put it around his chest,
Between his stomachs.
but of course, even after that, one of the attackers, remember those are well trained army, the Hercules army, the one who met Muslims, they are well trained, they are very disciplined soldier. So, a man, when Jafar took the banner with this, he came and then cut him into two. So, banner fell down. Then Abdullah ibn Rawaha took, he was also killed. Then Khalid ibn al-Walid took the banner and he realized the danger. So, he made a very good tactic. He, according to a report in Bukhari, he broke 9 swords on that day in his hand. It was very fierce fighting. He reshuffled the right and left phalanx of the army and introduced forward a division from the rear in order to cast fear into the hearts of army.
Yeah.
And he intended to mislead them to show that there are some other people coming, some support is coming. The Muslims engaged with the enemies, but gradually and very carefully retreating in a full recognized withdrawal. You know, they started retreating. The Byzantine, seeing the new strategy, they believed that they were interrupted. They are being interrupted and drawn into the heart of desert. They of course could not go to desert, they were scared of it. So, they stopped the pursuit and the Muslims managed to escape, you can say, I mean to retreat and back to Medina. They sustained it, only 12 martyrs, only 12 people of Muslims were killed. How many Christians were killed is not known, no account was given, but
Because 9 swords were broken by Khalid
yeah,
ibn Walid.
it shows the number. And then Abdullah ibn Jafar, of course, Jafar ibn Abi Talib, when he was fighting,
Yeah.
he must have killed a number of them before he fell.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, Khalid showed another art of another part of his experience, expertise.
I have questions about him, but we'll finish that.
Yeah. So, anyhow, 3,000 against 200,000, and the war finished without any decision. I mean, it was not no defeat came to the Christians or to Muslims. They came back to Medina, and that is all.